sabc.co.za. Also follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @Afroshowbiz News. But first up, let's have a look at today's headlines. Family lives of 44 killed miners in South Africa told in a film. An exhibition showing South Africa's apartheid atrocities sparks violence at a theatre in Paris. The death of 44 mine workers at a mining area of Marikana in South Africa is being told through a documentary, Mama Marikana. The miners were demanding salary increments, but only 34 of the deceased were killed by the police. Other deaths are attributed to the alleged conflicts by feuding miners and unions. The documentary tells the story of the surviving widows, mothers, sisters, and community members who were affected by this tragedy. It is estimated that 78 people were wounded. The killings were the worst in the recent years. The last time South African police attracted themselves to so much attention was the 1960 Sharpeville massacre, where the police killed 60 political protesters. The women provide a voice for the women of the community as they continue to struggle with the pain caused by the massacre. It tracks their struggle from the beginning of the strike on the 16th of August 2012 to the 16th of August 2014. Primrose, one of the women in the documentary, decided to uplift women and help the community after the massacre. She formed a women's organization, Sikhala Sonke, meaning we are all in pain. The women have risen to become notable assets in their communities, with one even getting a seat in parliament.
Mama bakasikhala sonke bebonke mna ngicinga banganalo igama lo mama bonke balapha eMarikana.
French protesters have stopped the controversial performance titled Exhibit B, The Human Zoo by South African artist Brett Bailey at the Paris Theatre. The performance was scheduled to take place this week.
About 100 demonstrators smashed through the doors of Gerard Philippe, the Saint-Denis Theatre in Saint-Denis, just outside Paris, after 2 evening performances had already taken place, forcing the cancellation of any further ones. Exhibit B presents performance in tableau, recalling atrocities and indignities inflicted on Africans under colonialism and apartheid, in a form that recalls the human zoos organized in Europe in the 19th and the early 20th century.
When I was doing my research, which is a lot of reading, a lot of looking at pictorial archives, etc., I was struck by shame a lot, the shame that one group of people has perpetrated on another. And so I suppose that's what I'm hoping the audience to take out, but that's what I know how the piece works. It brings up shame.
Bailey insists that his performances are anti-racist and the performers, who are all black, have backed him. But the British-born left-wing activist John Mullen, who has organized a petition against Exhibit B in France, does not agree. The show was scheduled to continue at the theatre until the 4th of December before moving to the 104 Theatre in the northern Paris between the 6th to the 15th of December.
A jewelry and handcraft school in Cairo is attractive, creating students with the goal of producing independent jewelry designers. The jewelry school is sponsored by renowned jewelry designer Azza Fanmi from Egypt.
These students work with silver, gold and stones. They learn metal smithing techniques, design-making skills, sewing, filing and forging, among other things. Azza Fanmi's jewelry school was created with the intention of helping local students.
I thought, why not open up a school, because a lot of people were thinking in the same way as Azza Fanmi. They want to learn well, but can't go to Europe to learn. So we created this humble school for them.
The jewelry studio will next year be celebrating 2 years. Fanmi says they are also encouraged to think outside the box. She wants her students to think freely and be able to create what they think of and be innovative. One of her students, Omar Raouf, said he has felt change since joining the studio 3 months ago.
When I started out, I had no experience in creating or producing anything. not even in drawing. But I always felt like there was this energy that needs to be released. They helped me here to do that, and my view of myself changed completely after this experience.
Fami uses traditional and modern jewelry designs. She has created an international brand and she is one of the country's best-known entrepreneurs. The Aza Fami company was founded by Fami herself, then a graduate of fine arts in 1969. She now employs around 200 people in her factory producing work that appeals greatly on Egypt's Islamic, Christian and Pharaohic heritage. Another student, Mai Sami Wedden, said jewelry design is an art form.
It's not common to hear about someone that studies jewelry design, but I think it's something that can be valued as much as any other art form.
Fami began selling her first pieces of jewelry at small fairs and exhibitions. Her company now has numerous stores in Cairo and the Middle East, as well as outlets in the United Kingdom, including an online store. Her work has also been featured at London and New York Fashion Week and in collaborations with leading international designers.
Let's go for a quick ad break, but do stay tuned for more.
I realized life is short. I want to live my dream.
They can bend my face, but not my voice.
I'm definitely not a cross-dresser. South Africa, I'm just a gay man.
Join Puleng Molebatsi on Bupilong every Saturday at 17:30 CAT.
SABC, sharing 20 years of inspiration.
Welcome back. The government of the Northwest Province in South Africa has invested about $36,000 into the Province Fashion Week. Lack of funds stalled the Northwest Fashion Week since its inception in 2007. The one-day event resurfaced again this year in Mafikeng. It seeks to launch new ranges of clothes, labels, and network with fashion industry specialities.
With this kind of project, the event also seeks to meet local and national fashion buyers. Northwest Fashion Week was supposed to be an annual event, but it came to a halt since its inception in 2007. The reason for this discontinuity was lack of funds. The founder and creative director of Northwest Fashion Week, Wendy Muremodi Adowo, explains this.
After the dire need of the development of fashion design, fashion events, modeling jobs, arts and craft exhibition was identified in our province. Hence, we came with this initiative called Northwest Fashion Week.
The project is aimed at promoting and developing the emerging fashion designers and recruiting potential fashion designers in and outside the province. Designers from the province showcased their work, attended the fashion seminar and arts and crafts seminars, as well as fashion awards for participation. My Arts International was also part of this event to give a workshop to models and designers about fashion and the modeling industry. Dennis Akley, who is the chief director of My Arts International, had this to say about the event and his involvement.
Our contribution here is basically in the development side with the models and the designers. Like earlier today, we had a workshop with all the models, showing them how to work on the ramp, talking to them about attitudes and all these things they can encounter in the industry.
The Department of Arts and Culture was also excited to be part of the Northwest Fashion Week. They hope with this kind of event, the province will be among many on the map when it comes to fashion, style and entertainment.
We are actually the main funders of this initiative. we are supporting the arts of the province. So we've decided to partner with the Northwest Fashion Week to make this event possible.
All emerging designers from around the Northwest were recognized in a mini award fashion ceremony that was held on the day. Local artist Quincy K, who is well known in the province for his blues and contemporary jazz act, graced the stage. Other acts came from local dancers who matched the event with their style of dance and moves. Organizers of the event hope to run the event for 4 days in future, provided the funds are available. Although the Northwest Province had previously been neglected in terms of fashion, this will hopefully put it on the map with other major designs and brands. It has been good. Olutu Mapovula, SABC News, Mafikeng.
The South African entertainment industry has sadly lost two of its budding artists in a week. Actor Thabang Sidloyi and musician Lulu Dikana died on separate incidents. The two can be described as figures which were role models to the youth. 27-year-old Thabang Sidloyi was a talented actor and musician. He was killed in a horrific car crash that was captured on video. He was a passenger in his convertible car, which was driven by a friend. It seems like the driver lost control of the car, hit the barricade, and they were flung out of the car on the N2 in Cape Town. Sidloyi hails from Gugulethu near Cape Town. He is featured in the Irish South African feature film The Good Man. He has also appeared on television and theatre productions. Earlier in the week, the video of the accident was shared across social media. Footage of the crash has led to renewed calls for seat belt safety. Still on sad news, South African soulful jazz singer Lulu Dikana died after a short illness. She was admitted at the hospital where she spent a few days and unfortunately passed away. She had recently launched her new album, I Came to Love. She was in the process of promoting it when she died. She opened for the American R&B singer John Legend during his South African All of Me tour last month. The loss of Lulu comes after the two siblings lost their older sister, Busisiwe Dikana, in May last year. Jamaican artist Popcan has cancelled his New Year's concert in Nairobi. This is due to the Ebola scare. Popcan was supposed to perform at the Machakos People's Park.
Greatness! Bring me a party, and I know good. The party no turn up, it turn over. Tell a pool on the bike and the Land Rover.
The Jamaican artist, Andre Sutherland, popularly known as Popcan, has cancelled his Kenyan concert that was supposed to take place over the Christmas period. The organizer of the concert, in Machakos, found out the hard way when he was set to wire the money to the reggae act Popcan. This is the second performance he has cancelled for his Kenyan fans after he was expected to be in Kenya for last year's New Year's Eve groove but failed to show up. Apparently, the Jamaican government, through the Ministry of Health, issued an advisory to local entertainers going to Africa, urging them to be aware of the Ebola virus. That warning follows the World Health Organization's declaration that the virus is a public emergency of international concern. Popcan will therefore be unable to travel as his country has reportedly issued a ban on African countries, including Kenya, and hence is not expected to perform at the hyped-up concert that is set to take place over a 3-day period at the Machakos People's Park.
Renowned South African actress Bubu Mazibuko is just one person that the country can be proud of. She just recently returned from the USA after serving as a judge at the 42nd International Emmy Awards. She's known for a number of roles in productions such as Gazlam, Catch a Fire and Jerusalem, to name a few. She now joins us in studio to tell us about her trip and her overall experience. Hello, Bubu, and welcome to Afroshowbiz News.
Hi, Musa. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. Now, Bubu, a lot of actors can only dream of being on the judging panel at the Emmys. How were you maybe selected to be part of that?
Well, I serve as a judge for the SABC as well, which is run by the National Film and Video Foundation. So what the Emmys do is find judges through, because if you're a judge for the South African industry, they probably trust you mostly to select you for the Emmys. So that's how they found me. They found me through the National Film and Video Foundation.
All right, you mentioned that you've been also a judge at the SAFTAs. How do they maybe compare, like the judging process, how does it maybe compare to the Emmys?
It's not the same, it's different. I think because the industry is a lot bigger, there's a lot more content with their stuff, but the judging process is not the same. But I think after we've done the American judging process, the NVF is looking at sort of following that uniform and doing things the same way, so that we're also on par with how the rest of the world does things.
So while you were there, what exactly did you have to do, and how much time did you spend there?
We were there for 5 nights.
5 nights. And what exactly did you do? Can you maybe take us through what you did while you were there?
Well, you know, I think what people misunderstand is that we just went there to celebrate after the work. So the work was already done. We did the judging in June of this year, and so the gala dinner or the gala event was just to announce the winners. So nominees had already been selected, and it's like any other awards event. We were just going to celebrate the winners and the nominees, but the judging process had already happened before that.
All right, but still on the judging process, you were doing the drama category.
Yes.
What exactly were you looking for, like when selecting the winners?
Well, we're looking for performance. Performance was mostly our focus, and just overall execution of the production. You know, how it was shot, what the picture looks like, and just mainly performance and just actors, but mainly performance focused.
And then is there like maybe anything that stood out for you while you were there?
I think the main thing for me was that it's interesting to watch productions that are foreign language productions, because that's what the Emmys, the international Emmys, are about. Firstly, let me just explain the difference. There's the international Emmys, which we are a part of. Those are the ones that look at the rest of the world and not just America. And the all foreign language produced productions. So it was good to watch, you know, dramas in German or in Chinese, all these different languages, and just how they do things. But I think, that's the difference.
All right, and then about your trip and how you got there, was it from personal funding or were you sponsored to go there? How did that work?
Oh, I wish I could afford it myself, but no. The NVF funded it, and I think there were about 5 of us that went from the NVF. There were other groups. There was the LNN show, which is the, I don't know if I can mention that on this channel, but the late night news with Loiso, because they were nominated. And then there was a group from Cape Town, and then there was the NVF group.
All right, now you've been in the industry for quite a number of years. What are you maybe currently busy with? What can we look forward to seeing from you?
Well, I can't speak about my future. You know, the thing I always say to actors is don't talk about what is forthcoming, because things change so much in our business. I could say I'm not doing anything now, and then next week something pops up. But I'm working on starting to shoot a film in January, and then next Friday I start a different film, which I can't mention because I'm contractually obligated not to mention it. But I'm working towards at least 2 films for now.
All right, well, Bubu, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
You are most welcome.
Thanks.
Now, you are still watching Afroshowbiz News, so if you've missed any of our shows, be sure to catch them on our YouTube channel by simply searching for Afroshowbiz News. Time now for another ad break, but do stay tuned.
In all cities and
Africa. There exists a unique and vibrant street culture which dictates the heartbeat of many cities throughout the African continent.
The city of Johannesburg is filled with vibrant scenes of hawking and selling.
Get this clothes from overseas. I think it's a donation from overseas now they're delivering to us.
Further up north, the same experience can be found as eager buyers barter with their hawkers.
The languages may be different, but the similarities are the one common thread that bind us all together as citizens of Africa.
That's Kaleidoscope, Sundays, 5:30 p.m. on SABC News.
SABC, sharing 20 years of inspiration.
And welcome back. You are still watching Afroshowbiz News. The founder of the Cairo International Women's Film Festival says this year's festival was a reflection of sensitivities women around the world have. The screenings were held in Cairo's Artistic Creativity Center, the Falaki Theatre. All the movies were subtitled into both Arabic and English.
The 7th Cairo International Women's Film Festival showcased 60 films from 40 different countries around the world. The festival's founder and director Amal Ramses took part in a live panel discussion at the Goethe Institute with other filmmakers. Ramses says it is important for audiences to be able to see films created from a different point of view.
What we feel like we've gained throughout the past 7 years is that people now, when they watch a film made by a woman, even if they don't know it was directed by a woman, they can now distinguish. They can tell it was made by a woman. They have developed a sense of what kind of issue or vision a woman would make a film about, or what type of special sensitivities women have.
Ramses has won international awards for her work, and her films have been screened in art venues and festivals around the world. She says the festival aims to give women a chance to screen their films. However, Ramses insists that films are not only chosen on the basis of being made by women, but for being exceptional and well-made. The Lebanese director of Bird of September, Sarah Francis, says she hopes the event will encourage more women to get involved in filmmaking.
They might be encouraged when they feel like their voice is being heard, and people are interested in seeing their work. It is true that this job attracts more men than women, but for many reasons, I don't think it only has to do with gender.
9 out of the 60 films were made by Egyptian women.
Beauty representatives from around 40 countries from around the globe are gathering in South Africa for the coveted Miss Heritage title. The event is taking place on the 20th of this month. Like the name suggests, the main objective of the pageant is to promote the world heritage. Representing South Africa is Bodomi Chabalala from Nkowankowa. She triumphed over 12 other contestants to claim the title. She now joins us in studio. Hello, Bodomi, and welcome to Afroshowbiz News.
Hello, and thank you for inviting me.
You're most welcome. Now, you're competing with 40 other women. How are your nerves?
I feel like I'm positive about my abilities. I feel like I can do this. I've had a positive attitude since I began this journey, and I will see it through till the end.
Now, what is the most fascinating thing about, the Miss Heritage title?
I think the fact that I have to represent my culture, being born in a country with 11 official languages, 11 different cultures, I think I'm most proud to represent South Africa and get to show the other countries the beauty of South Africa that it has to offer, and also the ability to promote the spirit of Ubuntu, to show other countries that we are able to live together in harmony.
And then how did you get involved with this? What made you decide, I want to be Miss Heritage South Africa?
I think I've always had a passion for modeling, but what fascinated me the most about Miss Heritage was the fact that they create sustainable change, and they also create cultural ambassadors. And I'm a humanitarian at heart, and I wanted something to stand for. I want to add value to South Africa.
All right, now you're the winner in South Africa and you compete. Now you're going to be competing with 40 other different countries. What are maybe some of your unique qualities that are going to make you stand out and make you the overall winner?
I think the most important quality that I have, it's my charming personality, because through that I have confidence and I'm able to manipulate other people to make changes within their communities. And I think the pride that I have in being a Mutsonga woman will also make other people feel comfortable and want to embrace their cultures.
All right, well, you spoke about you having confidence. Are there perhaps any other contestants that you feel, yeah, no, that's competition right there?
Not at all. I feel like we all have something unique about ourselves, and we are going to bring out our A game when we go to the competition. I just hope that whatever I have to offer will outstand all the other contestants.
So you believe you're gonna bring this home?
I believe in myself.
All right, and then what would an early elimination in the competition mean to you?
I will be disappointed because I've given this my all, and someone once said to me, if you can dream it, then you can surely achieve it. And I've been dreaming it for such a long time. I'm proud of myself in terms of where I've come, what I've achieved so far, but it would mean a lot to me to go through and see it all till the very end.
All right, Butomi, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you on the show, and good luck for the contest.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. The South African Museum in Qunu, named after former statesman Nelson Mandela, is receiving a facelift. The museum has been damaged over the years. The most affected parts of the museum were the accommodation and conference facilities. The government has set aside $1.3 million to the renovations. The renovations coincide with the nation's commemoration to mark a year since Mandela died on the 5th of December last year. This project seeks to create a heritage landscape from the apartheid past in Qunu. This is the area where Nelson Mandela was born. The repairs will affect the amphitheater roof and the heritage center, where security control and new chalets would be built. The museum's communication department says the material that was used to build the museum was timber. Over the years, it has been damaged by heavy rains. Therefore, better and stronger material is needed to ensure that the buildings remain intact. The number of visitors in the museum has grown since the death of Nelson Mandela. We have now come to the end of our show, but be sure to catch the repeats every Sunday at 2 a.m. and again at 1:30 p.m. Today we'll be playing out with Lulu Dikana, who sadly passed away earlier this week. The song is titled Falling Deeper. May her soul rest in peace. Now, from me and the rest of the Afroshowbiz news team, it's thank you and goodbye.
More than 230 people in Pakistan and